So the other day I was strolling through Spotify and ended up finding this Amazon original anime called Gurren Lagann. The thumbnail had, in its terrible art style, some of the main characters on it, which isn't uncommon in anime. You look at almost every other show and they always got the main character in front of it. It looked kind of interesting, and so I decided to start the first episode. Welcome to my short review on probably the worst piece of fiction I have ever witnessed. First off, it just has so many flaws, it's actually unbelievable. It starts off in space, which is stupid, with brilliantly animated explosions, which is also stupid. Turns out that was in the future, and so we're thrown into the past now. I already have no clue what's going on, and it's only been 3 seconds. Already worse than Dragon Ball Super. We're shown some horrible but great characters, like Simony, a child with a drill who likes to dig in caves. Already, this show is depicting some of the most fantastically written character traits I have ever seen in all of fiction. Guts could never, seeing as he's, well, horribly written and just swings a big sword. Then, the show decides to give us the worst, and I mean worst, deuteragonist in the show. Kaimine. Kaimine is a loud, inspirational, and basically a big brother to Simony, which is stupid. Turns out this is a mecha anime, and we all know how I feel about that. Big detailed robots, having huge weapons, fighting other giant robots with crazy explosions in space. Yeah, it definitely doesn't sound enjoyable, and it sounds terrible.
Have you ever played the hit game Among Us?
So, because Simony was such a fantastic character, the show had to make him go through some bad stuff and turn him into a Chad. Like, why? He was amazing at the first episode. You know, he just went into a cave, did his usual stuff, but then they had to make him go through character development. They completely ruined his character by making him older, which is such an idiotic decision and a 100% diss to Pokemon's Ash Ketchum, who has been 10 years old for like 30 years. Also, do we talk about the Gurren Lagann? I genuinely have no clue as to why it's called Gurren Lagann. There's no reference or hint to anything. Shows like this that give no context make me hate it even more. Also, can we talk about the poorly done animation? There is way too many detailed lines here. The line work is just too much, and the colors. There's way too much colors and sparkly sound effects that almost no other anime I've seen has. Where is the fat clang sound effects and CGI skeletons? The Sakuga and animation team was probably drawing this with their feet. This is how appalled I was while watching this. I mean, 100 punches from this show is nowhere near as impactful as a Berserk 2016 or a Silent Voice hit, because Silent Voice has way better fights than this Gurren Lagann. Also, there are no psychological or mystery elements in this show, which is idiotic because thriller and psychological are definitely some of the show's tags, meaning Monster is a better series. Also, speaking of Monster, can we talk about Dieter? Simony is definitely a copy of the goat Dieter, but because Gainax probably got exposed, they had to make Simony grow old. Also, the power system, Spiral Energy, obviously poking fun at the great Junji Ito work, Uzumaki. It's also one of the weakest systems in anime. I mean, I bet a citizen from the Promised Neverland would be stronger. Also, the character designs are just horrible. They gave the characters zero drip, zero style, unlike a show like Shonen Ashibe, where the main character has more style than Tekken Topper's Green Lantern's entire cast. The Anti-Spiral, the final villain of this show. A villain that the show hyped up, but ultimately made me projectile vomit all over my screen. Gainax decided to be racist and call him the Anti-Spiral, meaning he hates and is against spiral beings, like Simony and Kaimine. What the heck, Gainax? Also, there was definitely not enough character deaths in this arc. I felt zero emotion during all of these episodes. Speaking of the episodes, this anime is also way too long. It's almost 30 episodes. Definitely a ginormous mistake. I wasted all of my time watching these insanely boring 30 episodes. 30! Do you not know how long this is? Look at a show like Naruto, for example. A show with a way better episode count and way better pacing. I could finish Naruto in no time. Also, the Spiral King, the first villain, his chest hair was in a spiral shape, which is stupid. But the music. Oh my god, the music. Vomit-inducing trash I have ever heard. Not once did I levitate hearing the OST like I was Steve in Minecraft creative mode listening to Moon by Kanye West. Terrible soundtrack. I wish this anime couldn't do the impossible and be invisible so I would not have to fight the power like it said in one of the soundtrack songs. I have no idea what I just said. Also, the ending was way too happy. Turns out this show also has movies, which are somehow even worse. Number one, they made the visuals even more terribly detailed somehow. I genuinely have no clue how you can make it worse. And they gave it an alternate ending, which, well, you know what that means. Alternate ending automatically equals bad. The new final fight has some of the worst choreography in all of fighting history and had a horrible ending. This could have been a good mecha anime like the masterpiece that is Darling in the Franxx, but sadly it decided to do things differently. Overall, I'd have to give this show a fat M out of Q. I know some people might disagree and want me to give it a Z, but because of all of these imperfections, I disagree. It just had too many flaws, and the animation was too detailed, making other mecha anime look like an infant drew it, whereas Gainax drew it with their feet. Anyways, that's it for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed the new intro as well, because I'll be using this new intro forever now. And, yeah. Happy April Fools, ya bozos. Peace.